Howdy y'all. You ever wanted to see what happens when a diva heads to the desert? Then you're gonna love today's episode. Ooh baby, it's another episode of Laugh Cry DIY. I am your host Katie, and today the D in DIY stands for desert. Today I'm calling all my desert divas and dudes because today we are making over an Airbnb. My friend John from Super Simple Real Estate on YouTube reached out because he just got this Airbnb in Joshua Tree, California, and he wanted to make it bold and bright and beautiful. So he gave me a call and I hopped on my horse and I rode all the way here to serve up a little laugh, cry, DIY delight. That's something I've never said before, but we'll make it work. So this Airbnb makeover is actually gonna come out in 3 parts because we are doing multiple spaces in this house. And today we are tackling the living room. Now, believe it or not, what you see behind me is already drastically transformed because when John got this place, he sent me the pics, and as you can see, it had brown walls. And I said, step 1, let's start with a clean slate. Let's paint the house white. So here I am standing in the newly, freshly painted living room that is beautiful and bright and our perfect blank canvas. Now, when John first reached out to me, he said that the overall theme he wanted to go for was kind of a fun, bright, bold, cosmic cowboy. Just kidding, he changed it to cosmic cowgirl. So our goal throughout this space is to kind of define zones, make them visually appealing, make them very fun and bold and bright because this is a vacation rental property. We want to work with some of the constrictions of the spaces, and we just want to make it a really bright, fun place for anybody to come and enjoy their beautiful desert vacation. Now, when John first reached out, John already had some really cool ideas, a super fun Pinterest board, and we talked about kind of the things that he definitely wanted in the space. And 2 things he wanted were color and pattern. Now, we always have to work within the constraints of a particular room, of course, and something interesting about this living room is that the ceilings are actually somewhat low. And even though painting it white really helped brighten and make the space more airy, I actually want to do something that's going to make the room feel a little bit taller. And one awesome thing you can do in either a smaller space or a lower ceiling kind of space is paint a half wall of a certain color. This adds a nice color base to the room, but leaving the top half open gives the illusion that the room is taller than it is. So step 1, we are gonna paint a half wall in this corner to make it its own kind of vignette. And we're gonna do it in a gorgeous eye-opening color. So I just have my good old trusty 4-foot level. I've never named her. Do you guys have any name suggestions? Please give them to me. Now, I don't always do this, but because I taped that line just right above that chalk pencil line that I drew, I'm actually gonna wipe off any chalk pencil that's peeking out, because the color we do sometimes can come out sheer, and I just don't want that to get stuck under the paint, if that makes sense. And now, even though it is very easy to paint a half wall, the key to a good half wall is a perfectly, beautifully, stunningly crisp line. And the truth is that if you just do painter's tape, you're actually not gonna get a crisp line. Likely, a little bit of paint is still gonna bleed through just enough to drive you crazy. And so, the true key to getting a clean, crisp line is to run a quick line of paint in your base color along the tape. If you're a parent, teach your child this one hack, this one life skill hack, and you'll have done your job, really. Alrighty, we have doors open, sweatshirt on, because it's real cold. Now, like I said, we want something bold, beautiful, bright, super fun, super poppy when you walk into this space so that you instantly know you're on vacation. And because we are in the California desert, we are in the Sunshine State, we decided to bring some of those beautiful golden desert sunset hues to life with this incredible color. Y'all ready for this? Oh boy. This is Brass Mesh by PPG. It's a rich golden mustard, and it is 100% going on these walls. Stir your paint, people. I mean, look how clean that line is. Oof. Okay, you guys, we have beautiful walls. Do you see this color? Now, sometimes when you start designing a room, you start to want everything in it, right? You're like, I want an accent wall, and I want wallpaper, and I want pattern, and I want color, and I want a half painted accent wall. And this is what was happening with John and I. We had so many exciting ideas, and we didn't want to forsake some of them. We wanted to actually do them all. So my idea was to do this half painted wall, but also then to add a pattern on that wall. But I also had a very specific idea for that pattern. We're in Joshua Tree. It's vibe, it's nature, it's hallucinogens. Sorry, Mom. And for some reason, my first thought for this wall was, what if we did some sort of evil eye pattern? So I started messing around with it, and then I realized like, oh, what if we did like an evil eye, but made it kind of geometric? And then I realized that that was really leaning into a lot of kind of traditional tribal patterns. And then I realized, of course, that wallpaper does not exist in my dream pattern, and it would actually be easier just to stencil it on the wall than to create custom wallpaper and then have to wallpaper that on. And so I made my own custom pattern. Do you see? I think it's super cool. I also want to acknowledge that this is totally Navajo inspired. According to my research, the triangles are symbolic of mountains, and we have a beautiful mountain range outside. You guys, there's a desert animal outside. I'm gonna go try to get footage, hold on. Never mind, it's a cat. I thought it was an armadillo. I got really excited. Anyway, to get this pattern on the wall, I'm drawing a whole grid out so that we can then use the stencil to transfer it on. All right, I don't know if you guys can see, we have a full grid all over the walls. And what we're gonna do with this pattern is we are basically gonna checkerboard it all the way up. This has been a lot of measuring, it's been a lot of erasing, it's been a lot of recalculating, but I have it, it's correct, everything is good. Guys, if you're ever doing a stenciling project on a wall, get these chalk pencils. They will save your life, they will save your family, they will save you hundreds of dollars in time and money and things spent. Oh hey, don't mind me. Hours later, still finishing up this pattern. It's late, I'm getting sloppy, I'm drunk. Just drunk on the thrill of a DIY. Either you're gonna suffer while you're painting everything perfectly in detail, or you're gonna suffer while you're taping everything up in detail. But boy, do I hate it, and boy, is it 11 p.m. at night. And everything else I'm actually gonna freehand because I'm crazy, and also because I try to tape them up separately and I can't. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, I cannot today. Talk to you tomorrow. Morning, let's do this. You guys know how it goes with these projects. Do I deeply regret this in this moment? You bet I do. Okay, you guys, these are all painted, and I'm doing some second coating, and I'm actually doing some fresh tape pulls because I want to pull it up and see what the design is actually looking like, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleanup. That's okay, life is messy, but you know we love a good tape pull. Oh, that's so pretty! You guys, this looks so cool. Oh, and if you're wondering why didn't I follow my previous crisp, clean line tip of painting the stencil, the base color before doing the overcolor. Time crunch. I needed to get these on and I needed to start painting. But if you want to save yourself that step, take my own advice, which I sometimes follow. Ooh, baby. Oh. She's beautiful, she's bold, she's fun. And one of the things about designing for an Airbnb is that you are kind of designing for photos. So you want that like, boom, wow moment. So you want to be a little bit extra. Now, it is time to put the room together, starting with a rug. Throughout this space, John really wanted comfy, fluffy, textured rugs with some fun patterns. So we decided to go with this baby. And for the record, yes, I know a lighter color rug in a Airbnb can be a dangerous, thrilling choice. They're okay with it, they want it, it's okay, we're all okay. And now it's time to bring in our sofa. Everyone say hi to my sister Ingrid.
Hey, it's me.
She's not being paid. I chose this beautiful sofa for a few reasons. One, we're doing Cosmic Cowgirl, so an homage to the cowgirl, cowboy, cowperson lifestyle. We wanted to do a deep, rich leather. We also have rolled arms. This is kind of an old school style feel. And we have this cool hammered detail. So it's kind of a fun nod to sort of traditional Southwest aesthetic. Now, I would like to introduce you to a moment of hell, because we wanted a nice sizable sofa for people to entertain. But because this is an Airbnb, we're really thinking about functionality and practicality, and we definitely wanted end tables so that people can put their drinks down, but very narrow end tables are a little bit tricky. So I did source these bad boys, these little easy C-shaped tables. These are like exactly 14-inch clearance, so we can still maximize the space, but actually make something functional. I also purposely chose this sort of cane texture, just to bring in something a little bit lighter and airier, but to mix up the textures, especially with such a dark, heavy sofa. Now, we have the tables in, and that is some nice symmetry on either side of the sofa, but I still wanted to add something more that was like a little bit more of a vibe, a little bit more of a moment, and lighting is a good way to do that. I specifically wanted to add sconces flanking either sides of the sofa, and originally I had thought maybe we do some kind of sort of funky lantern, kind of cowboy style, but I thought, let's make it a little more boho, keep playing with those textures. So I found these really groovy hanging lanterns. Not only are they beautiful cane, they're really groovy because they hang at whatever height you want. They're even cooler because, you guys, they're plug-in. This is great for renters. It's a great way to just add a little moment, a little vibe, and you don't even have to hardwire it. And I think they were like 40 bucks each, pretty groovy. Oh, this is so cool. And the fact that you can adjust them, even cooler. Now listen, folks, if there is one important skill in life, it is cord management. These little 3M little stickies are the best way to manage your cords. We're gonna kind of loop this and hang this behind the couch with the little clicker visible, so that people aren't like ripping stuff off the wall trying to find it. It's just that little touch, functionality meets form, meets Katie French ideas. Hi, if you've never seen my channel before, my name's Katie French. I do DIY decor for cheap whores. Would you look at that? And if you want to be more extra, which you know we do, and you want to make sure that your cord lies nice and straight against the wall, you can take your little clear plastic tiny command hooks, straighten that cord, and hook it to the wall tight. Ooh, coffee table time! This beauty here is another John Facebook Marketplace find. John loves raw wood, and of course we want to bring in beautiful natural materials to the space. And this gorgeous slab was just too pretty to pass up. And speaking of wood, wouldn't you know, we've got a little more for you. Again, because we are designing for functionality, we wanted to think about the way that people would be using the space, how they would be interacting with the space. And when they walk in, we know that they'd have luggage, things they immediately wanted to put down. So we wanted to put this a nice long, big clear bench here for immediate luggage storage. Now, did we paint this pattern on the wall? Yes. Did we paint it big and bold for scale? Yes. And are we gonna continue to put things over it? Yes. Why? Because I don't know when to stop. The owners had a very special request, which was to make sure that there was a mirror in the space. And here's the thing, this room has somewhat lower ceilings than normal. Also because the way the windows are, it's darker than normal. So we wanted to bring in a mirror to actually bounce some light around the space. Now, normally, when I have a half wall situation, I actually love to put a big piece of art or a mirror on the wall and overhang it over both sides. I think it's a fun moment that ties things together. But because we were using our brains and we were thinking about the functionality of this space, I didn't want to have a mirror hanging here that if somebody came in, didn't know it was there, threw their luggage here, cracked it, ruined our lives, ruined their vacation, bad luck for 28 years, curses and demons to their family for generations to come. I wanted to make sure that it was not in breaking zone. So we're actually going to do a more unusual thing and hang a long horizontal mirror here. Now, one other functional piece that they really wanted was a big ass TV. So we just got this little mid-century credenza moment. I'm not gonna act like I'm setting it up, they already set it up. But we just wanted something simple and clean so that they could in fact enjoy all the movies, sports, television, and of course, Laugh Cry DIY on YouTube that they want. And to mirror our more mid-century credenza, John's a big fan of mid-century, so we wanted to just bring in a beautiful, simple armchair. Beautiful clean lines. Guys, it's really hard to film this because I'm filming multiple makeovers and I don't want you to see what's happening in the other corners. Now throughout this space, we see color, we see some pattern, but we need more cowgirl. So you know we are doing some beautiful, soft, plush cow print pillows. And my new best friend and yours, Daisy, the little ottoman that is an actual cow. She's a cow and an ottoman and a woman. She has so many layers. I named her Daisy, but you guys can give her a middle name. Comment below. She's so cute. Now throughout the space, John has been collecting art, making art, thrifting art, all sorts of stuff. So we gotta add some of his finds to the wall. So here we have rainbow cow skull, tiny secret horse. I'm gonna call this one Acid. And Black Beauty. Now mind you, the internet has a lot of feelings about how art is hung, and this is the pattern that they wanted them hung in. Just let people have art the way they want it to. Tucked into the corner. We also want to add some pops of greenery where we can. These are fake, it's an Airbnb, and you might remember this from my video on how to find the right faux plants for your place. You know, sometimes you need a helping hand, and sometimes you need a helping foot. I believe John got this from a local business. If I find out, I will link it below. And of course, since it's an Airbnb, you gotta have a little guest book. And I hope that everyone writes about how much they love the decor. And time to add our last few pieces of flair, starting with our custom Welcome to the Cosmic Cowgirl doormat. I just wanna say, I think that we should all have names for our homes. Even if you live in a studio apartment, you should call it like the Elderberry Manor or something. And we should all have a logo, and we should all have custom merch made, including Cosmic Cowgirl coasters. And we do love adding in a little bit of kitsch here and there. So this is a very cool Joshua Tree map pillow, and hope you're ready to die because you're about to see the cutest thing you've ever seen. I'm very angry that I did not find this and John did. Succulent throw pillow. What is her name? Comment below. Oh baby, and now it is time for the moment you have all been waiting for, your very big, very exciting, very yee-haw grand reveal. Well, partners, it's been quite a ride through this dusty desert. If you got any ideas or inspiration or laughter, throw me a like, saddle me a subscriber. Oh, that sounded terrible. And if you want to rustle up some new inspiration, stay tuned because we are finishing the rest of the spaces all month long. Come on back next week, y'all, you hear? I really apologize to anybody in the cow person community if I'm really just making a mockery of things.